My goal tonight is to answer your questions about what this contest is and how you can actually take part in it. I think the more you learn about this, the more some of you, especially some of you in the Young Birders Club, may find that you're already doing things that could potentially be turned into projects for this. So thanks for coming out tonight. I am going to be sharing our screen just so we can go through this together. But so this is the second annual um, occurrence of this. Last year, this event was held primarily between the students of Chongqing, China, and the students in LA County. So this year, LA is still participating, but they expanded it into the Bay. Although we were invited a little bit late, so we've got kind of a shorter window for participation. But as I mentioned previously, I'm familiar with a couple of you, and there's some activities that you're involved with at this point, that could definitely be turned into projects for this. So, the theme for this entire effort is a bird-friendly city. So, we're looking at um, what allows wildlife to coexist with people, what allows them to thrive. With me tonight is actually Junyon. She's joined us in the group. She's representing Cedar Nature, and she is a really wonderful environmentalist. I've gotten the chance to work with her through Santa Clara Valley Bird Alliance, and she's been really involved with local advocacy work to protect birds and other wildlife. So she's also going to be answering questions tonight. Um, so the primary organizer of this effort is the Chongqing Luhai International Communication Foundation. A little bit of background on the city of Chongqing. It's the third largest city in China, and what's really made it kind of this hub of birds and bird appreciation is they are smack dab in the middle of a migratory corridor, just like we are on the San Francisco Bay. And so while we mostly get things like ducks and swallows coming through our flyway, they get a lot of raptors. And so the city itself is famous for their eagles and their hawks. Um, with this, once again, all about birds living alongside people. And what I really want to make sure you're all familiar or you're all aware of with this is these projects can be really, really varied. So the idea behind um, this program, participants get an opportunity to win a certificate of honor with the United Nations, which for those of you who are looking at college in the next couple of years might be appealing. Um, do you get the opportunity to meet with and work with expert judges from both this side of the Pacific as well as over in China? So you can get feedback on your projects about bird safe design, um, from folks who are actually working in the field in a variety of different ways. We've got some biologists. We've also got advocates on the boards. We've got some people who just really appreciate birds. So it's a very, very interesting crew of people who are going to be the final judges for projects. We are going to be hosting a couple of online events where you would get the opportunity to meet some of the students over in China who are working to promote public awareness of birds as well as bird safe design. Um, if you are someone in who has artistic leanings, this is also a really great opportunity to get your creative work seen by more folks. A number of the kind of exemplary projects that I'm going to share with you tonight um, are featuring art by students. And of course, all of your ideas, this discussion we do, the friends you drag along birding with you, um, all of this is contributing to the conservation of urban birds, whether you just talk to a couple of people while you are out birding, whether you put together a program for your local library, all of these things are supporting the continued existence and hopefully success of urban birds around the world. So, this is one of the examples of kind of our exemplary um, um, pieces of work. So this is called the Bridge of Leaps. So this was an art installation. So the entire portion of this, whether it's um, the acrylic container that the bird is enclosed in, the artificial nest itself, all of this kind of fed together into an idea of both addressing the importance of visibility for birds, especially with window strikes being such an issue for our urban birds, as well as the nesting challenges. So it doesn't have to be just a single item. You can put together a display like this. Uh, in terms of more of the classical art sense, this is a piece of work by a student from Portola High School. Um, so the LA Irvine side of things. But this piece was in recognition of all of the wide variety of adaptations and the artistry in the bird world. So it doesn't have to, these projects don't strictly have to be just this is how a bird is going to succeed in a city. It can be more about the appreciation for birds and the wonders, or however you interpret your birding time. Another piece of art, this one by a middle school student. So she pulled out not just the birds that are familiar with Chongqing, but also some of the landmarks of her city. Another piece of work from the US. This was a piece that was highlighting the vulnerability of kiwis, which are as an island species as well as just a very, very small numbered species are always going to be of concern for us. So these projects, whether they're focused on birds' survival and the challenges of that locally, or in the case of this student, just turn around the world and find a really remarkable bird that speaks to you. There's a good amount of variety. Um, with these, forms of work can be um, graphics or paintings, like the ones that you saw. They can also be short videos. So a number of the really exemplary projects that the judges really liked from last year's competitions were videos from students who were discussing the work they were doing in their communities. So they had some students that were um, leading birding experiences. There were students that were working with nest boxes. In fact, one of them was working with American kestrels. Um, so those videos could be informative concerning what you are involved with already in your community, or maybe there's a specific challenge for birds in an urban setting that you want to address with your talk. Artistic installations, like that first example we saw, as well as things like bird strike stickers. So, a practical example of solving a common issue for urban birds, as well as other works. So if you want to get really creative with it, if interpretive dance or knitting is your thing, um, those projects are also welcome, and we'll work with you to figure out how to submit that. But contest registration page is now live. It's live on the Cedar Nature website, and I am going to be posting it to the Santa Clara Valley Bird Alliance um, website as well. But Junyan was kind enough to drop that link for the registration page in the chat. So, as I mentioned, can submit these online. There is an online form, so you have the option to download your video that you've created, upload a PDF of your piece of art, or multiple photos of your art installation. And these submittals are due by April 30th. So we've got a little over 2 months. Um, and during this time, because we really do want you to succeed, if you're interested in doing this at all, if you have the vaguest notion of bird safe design or how people can coexist better with birds and other wildlife, we really want to help you with that. We think this is a cool project, and we think that you guys have stuff, you have things that you can contribute. So we are going to be having some upcoming workshop days. These are going to be online meetings. They're going to be held over Zoom. I've got one scheduled for March 2nd at 7 p.m., which is next Monday, as well as March 19th, which is a Thursday, a little bit later in the month, also at 7 p.m. Those sessions aren't going to be recorded, but it's going to be a place where I'm going to talk a little bit about what some of the current efforts are for or by our organization, Santa Clara Valley Bird Alliance, to create bird safe cities. That'll be things like some of the research projects we're involved with, the advocacy work that's going on within our cities right now, um, to help give you ideas of how to come up with project ideas. We're going to be there to give you feedback on your work. So if you have a project idea, or if you've got a project that you're already working towards and you want some feedback before it gets submitted to judges, going to be available for that as well. And it'll also be an opportunity for all of you to hopefully share your ideas if you'd like. Um, so the first of those events is currently on the calendar, the Santa Clara Valley Bird Alliance calendar to be registered for, and the one on the 19th is going to be going up tomorrow morning. So those details, sign up when you can. Um, and we also do want to invite you to get your school involved. So if you've got classmates that you think might be interested in taking part in this, whether they're nature lovers of themselves or they've got the environmentalist bug, or maybe they're just looking for a way to do something cool with their college application building. Um, we're happy to work with schools to put together some birding programming for them, whether that's coming to the campus and doing some birding on campus, or even just organizing a field trip in your neighborhood at some point. Um, and that also includes things like ecological or environmental clubs too. So if you have those as well, and you think some of your fellow students might be interested in participating in this, they are more than welcome to join. So